What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in this Motorfest video I will be going over a part 1 of features you will definitely like in this game. So starting off here, guys, the first one I will have to go over is going to be the driving physics, and the main reason why I wanted to have that is the first one as well. This is obviously going to be a new racing game, so having good driving physics in a racing game is obviously going to be one of the most important things because, well, you do need to actually have cars handling decently well so that way you can enjoy them. And if there is going to be a lot of different cars, you obviously have to have different models. So I really do have to give it to Ubisoft and or Ivory Tower, guys. Like, the handling model in this game, though, really is going to be insanely good. And I really do find it kind of crazy how you can drive like a Bugatti and then jump into like a rally raid vehicle and or like a street car and actually see a legitimate difference with every single car. So having a new handling model is definitely going to be a new feature, especially for a racing game that did actually struggle before. Now, I'm not saying The Crew 2 was terrible, but I really did see many negative comments going over how that game could have been much better, so I really do like the fact that they actually did that. And we also have like small new features, similar to actually like driving a car, guys. I did notice spawning in here in the Mustang, my character was actually putting his arm on the door like he was basically just big chilling in his car, which I thought was pretty awesome. And then I did notice when I did drive away, he actually put the window up. So small details like that really do matter in a racing game because it really does add like a whole different level of immersion, which I would say a lot of players are going to appreciate. Now, for the second feature in this video, guys, I would actually say is going to be one of the biggest ones in this entire game. So obviously you can't sit in the menu here once you actually complete a playlist, and that way you can actually change around difficulty options and stuff as well. So yeah, you can do like level 5, bring it down to like level 4 and or 1, bring it back up to 5, and then bring on like guidance and have like a racing line or have like auto braking and stuff on like that as well. And or you can also turn off your nitrous and get a lot more XP, which is kind of odd, but hey, at least if you really do want to, guys, you can make a lot more XP from these races. So if I did have to guess, a lot of players are most likely going to try to max this out, and that way they can actually have a lot more XP and or level a bit quicker. But I really do love the fact that you can actually do this. Now, if you guys do look at event settings here, you obviously will notice you can't change it. And for me, guys, this is also probably one of my favorite features in this game. So not only is this entire like reconfigure thing like one of the best things in this game, you can also do so many more things now. So here, let's set this to custom here. You can also change the time of day and also add a modifier, which is clean driving. So obviously the less stuff you do hit, the more money you do get, which is going to be pretty helpful at the end of a race. But heading over to the vehicles now, so I am currently running a hypercar. Let's say you did want to run that, so you click that here and select it. But maybe you actually had different thoughts and you're like, you know what, I kind of want to do a street race with like a rally raid vehicle. Guess what, guys, you actually can do that. So head over to rally raid, pick one of your vehicles here and or select it. So you can legitimately use any car in basically any event, which is awesome. Like, I really do love this feature, and I would say this is probably one of the greatest things to happen in this game. Like, for me, I actually consider this to be one of the biggest features in this game because now you can actually do so many different races and actually use so many different cars at the same time. So not only, guys, can you actually level up different classes, like let's say an Alpha GP car, maybe you do actually want to do different types of events with it. So on the Crew 2, you actually had to basically use that said vehicle on that said race, and you couldn't change them around and or use something else on those. So being able to pick any car of your choice and then jumping into one of these races is probably going to be one of the best things I've ever seen. I mean, for example, guys, on the Crew 2, let's say you actually like the hyper races, you can only use the hyper cars on those, so you couldn't run any of the other cars in those events. But now on Motorfest, you can basically run anything. Like, you can even use a drift car in this race if you wanted to, so you really can level up your cars in so many different ways. And I feel like having a feature like this in a racing game is not only going to help like the longevity of this game, though, it's also really going to set this apart compared to other games. Like Need for Speed Unbound, for example, guys, you basically had to do that said event and you had to use that said car for those. So now you can actually pick any vehicle of your choice, go grind out some money and or like a lot of parts for that said car, and then jump into a completely different class in like that said like playlist. And with there being around 15 playlists in Motorfest at the moment, which by the way, there is most likely going to be more in the future, that is going to give you so many different races you can actually do with so many different cars. And I really do love the fact that they actually did this, guys. Like, you can even use a motocross bike on this event. Like, this is honestly groundbreaking, and I really do love this feature. I may even go as far as saying in some ways this might actually be groundbreaking as well, because now you can actually basically run anything of your choice, and that really is going to greatly open up the entire variety of a racing game. So I would like to know your thoughts on this in the comments below, guys. Like, what is going to be your favorite feature so far and why? And I am planning on doing more of these type of videos in the future, and after playing right now, I can definitely think of a few more parts to these videos, so definitely stay tuned for those in the near future. But again, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insight.